Pixar is easily one of the greatest franchises of all time, where they were hitting out hit after hit for a very long time, even though now they're mostly hit and miss with some of their best movies being like, meh, I guess it was okay. Like Elemental, which I haven't seen, but I hear is nowhere near the top tier for like Pixar, and it's just like meh. So it is time for a Pixar ranking where I'm going to be doing all three Cars movies ranked from the mediocrely bad to the enjoyable yet flawed. In last place for me, I have to put Cars 3. Now, I think this movie is pretty disastrous. I wasn't the biggest fan of this movie. Now, I'm going to be getting a lot of steam in the comments below because of the fact that most people would say that this one is better than the one that I will be putting in second place because people really hate the one that will be appearing soon, like absolutely hate. But for me, Cars 3, here's some of the reasons why. Cars, both all the movies are known to be like comedies and just like really funny and upbeat sometimes. This one is just so unbelievably dark. Doing things like showing Lightning McQueen getting like destroyed basically. Then he also gets replaced by a girl for the plot. That's what they decide to do in the end. Spoiler alert. Sorry about that, but that's one of the things that I hate about this. Since Disney was part of this, that was what they did. They're like, oh yeah, let's replace another really good boy character with a girl character. You've got people like Indiana Jones. He was replaced by a girl recently. Things like I also hear James Bond was replaced by a girl. I don't know, so do not hold me to that. But also, this is another one. Disney, dial it back, man. You're giving us so many awful characters. Oh, and the MCU is full of them. Nearly every single character in the Avengers has been replaced by a woman character. So anyway, I would probably say that one of the reasons I have to say nope is one of the reasons is just because of the dark tone. That's like another reason. And another thing, I think that Lightning McQueen is not very likable in this, to where he's just so bitter, and it doesn't seem like it's been that long. He's only like 20 years older than, oh, actually he's not even. He's like only 15 years older than he was when he was like in the first Cars. Actually, no, he was like around. Yeah, okay, I will admit he's a bit older, but still, it just feels so unnecessary. So that's one of the reasons I had to put this one in last place. In second place is Cars 2. Now, on a different day of the week, this could be in first place. I'm going to be getting a lot of really bad comments for this. I am so sorry. If you absolutely hate this movie, I can understand why there are some choices that they make that I think are. It like totally shifts genres, where the first one was just like this, almost like this drama, adventure, comedy. This one is it's like this action spy comedy, so it feels kind of weird and very detached from the franchise. And basically all of Pixar, all movie franchises have their black sheep. Cars 2 is Pixar's black sheep for sure, and I don't think this is a bad movie by any means. I think it's good. Like back when I was like a little kid, I would love this movie. I would watch this to where so many times. There are so many iconic moments in this movie. I haven't watched it in like 7 years, maybe 8, and then I rewatched it to just make another ranking. And man, I remembered so many scenes as soon as I saw them, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that as a kid, and I can still remember that. Like, how can I can still remember that? That is so weird. It's just because I find all these characters really good. I think that Finn McMissile, I think that's his name, is pretty good in this. Like, he's a really good character. Also, it's really good having the person that plays Alfred in the Dark Knight trilogy playing him. I think it's Michael Caine. I could be wrong. Do not hold me to that. But anyway, I just have to say I think this is a good movie. But at the way I'm feeling, it's not really my number one pick, but I do think it's good. Mater is a really good movie in this. I think that if this was just like a direct-to-video spin-off movie, this could have been like a lot better. Like, it could have shot up to the top of the list. And I think I wasn't the biggest fan of the fact that they had to sideline their own main character, So that's one of the reasons it was held back from number one. But for me, coming in first place is the original Cars. Cars is nothing special. It is a very weak movie in Pixar. It's not bad, but I can say it's a movie that I would consider to be fun but flawed. It's not particularly good when you compare it to some of the best Pixar movies of all time. Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C, Exhibit D, Exhibit E, Exhibit F. But I will still say it has its moments to shine, and I do agree that there are some gaping flaws, but I do think that this has some good things. I watched this movie a lot when I was a kid. This was like one of my favorite movies of all time. Cars 2 was probably my favorite movie, and I loved Cars 2 like a billion times more. And there are there's for moments of this, I would definitely say Cars 2 is the best by moments, but by storyline and by just overall, I would probably say Cars is the better film, but any day of the week, well, different days of the week, a different movie could come out on top, except for the third pick. The third pick will definitely stay there for a while, if not always, but you have some really good side characters in like Luigi and his little sidekick. You have Lightning McQueen's Flame. You also have Lightning McQueen himself, who's not really a side character, but he would have probably been. Actually, no, I wouldn't say he would work better as a sidekick, but also Mater is so likable and yet so innocent. So he's amazing. He's by far the best character in this entire franchise. Well, trilogy, but you cannot convince me otherwise. You cannot. He is so hilarious and is always a scene stealer. He's one of the reasons why, even if they make a new Pixar film, well, I mean, if they ever make a new Cars movie, if he's in it, I'm going to see it because I just love him so much. Unless they replace the actor, I cannot get over that. But shout down below with your Cars ranking and your favorite character. Definitely Mater. You cannot convince me otherwise. And thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to, but if you don't have to. I always make that an option, but please do. But thank you so much for this. I am now at currently, I think it's 74 subscribers. So thank you all so much for subscribing. It means the world to me, and I cannot believe I'm at 74 currently. I'm trying to reach my goal of 80, but thank you all so much. This is just so amazing. I never thought in my wildest dreams I would be able to get to 74. And I just think that this is a real achievement for me, and I'm trying to reach my goal of 80. Next is 100. And just reach as many as possible, because I do believe I can get as many as possible if I try. And thank you all so much. You are all amazing. Thank you all so much. Have a good one.